Hello and welcome everyone to this week's COT review. I'm Thomas from COTbase.com. Today we're going to have a look at the third Commitments of Traders report in 2014. As usual, we're going to start off with the changes in commercials position. So here we go. S&P 500 is on top of our list. We have a 33% change in commercials positions, 36 in large speculators. You can see the changes over here, much larger than average. Of course, all this happening after this huge decline in prices that we had on Friday. This is a bullish type COT signal, of course, but if you look at the chart, I don't think that we see a similarly large price decline on this one-year chart. Question is how prices would react to such a change signal in this market situation that we've got right now. Let's open a 5-year chart and just have a look at the COT Extreme. Here we go. You can see that basically for quite some time we were at close to these pretty large extreme levels, especially in commercials positions and small speculators also, suggesting that prices would eventually start declining. Of course, big question, is this the top? Are we going to see a change in the trend, a major change in the trend, or would this be just a similar reaction in prices that we had previously? You may see a few examples I'm showing you. So that's the big question over here. But let's move on and have a look at Palladium. Maybe the picture is a bit more clear over there. We've got 15% changes, both in commercials and large speculators. Here we have the changes, not large, nothing unusual in this market. Of course, it's a more of a bearish signal, may push prices even lower than they went on Friday. Opening a 5-year chart, we can have a look at the extreme. Here we go. You can see that we've moved away from these all-time or close to all-time extreme levels that we had in Palladium in the last year. So we're not at these all-time extremes, but we're not that far from them either. So of course these were bearish extremes, suggesting prices would not be able to go any higher. So this, of course, again, as you see this trend over here, may be a point in time when you might want to consider a short opportunity. Let's move on and have a look at the Euro market. We have a 14% change over there in commercials, and 8% in large speculators, and 32% change in small speculators. What's interesting to see is the large speculators just went below the zero line. They became net short together with small speculators. So it's basically commercials who are long at the moment. Let's open a 5-year chart and have a look at a wider picture. Here we go. You can see that not long ago we had a pretty decent COT extreme signal right over here, more of a sell signal that you can see affected prices, but now they're back in rally mode again. So of course, question is, which extreme do you think is actually present now and pushing prices in a direction? Well, I would say that this huge all-time bullish extreme that we had back in 2012 is the extreme that is prevailing at the moment, and we may see even greater extremes before we see a real top in prices. Let's move on and have a look at the large speculator COT Extreme. Here we go. 341 reported extreme in natural gas, followed by live cattle and Canadian dollar, where you can see we have all-time extremes in commercials, and in Canadian dollar we also have in small speculators also. What's interesting here, you may see natural gas, a huge parabolic rally that's developing right now in front of you. You can see that over here. This last week we had a major rally in prices, and you can also see commercials being roughly net zero, meaning only small speculators are bullish about this market. That, of course, in itself seems or sounds a bit bearish, but let's open a wider time frame and have a look at the extreme. You can see that basically we've reached a pretty decent extreme in natural gas. The last 2 times we were at such levels, you can see that was a great point to take a short opportunity in the market. Big question, of course, would anybody be brave enough to go and take a short right now at this point? Let's open a wider. Let's have a look at a 15-year chart and see how far away are we from all-time extreme levels. Opening a 15-year chart, you may see that actually we still got some space left for commercials and large speculators also to become really extreme about the market. So I wouldn't say that this rally is going to end soon. It may actually continue. You may see back in time we had some pretty decent rallies in natural gas, and we may just be witnessing another one right now. Moving on to life cattle, we have an all-time COT extreme in commercials and a 176 reported extreme in large speculators. We've been talking about live cattle for quite some time now, and I was telling you that the extreme is widening, and eventually we are expecting a decline in prices, a top developing soon in prices. So the extreme is huge. Again, let's open a 15-year chart and have a look at a wider time frame. You may see that we've reached really all-time extreme levels, and we're expecting this rally to eventually end. Canadian dollar, our next and basically our last market for today. We have an all-time COT extreme in commercials and in small speculators. So let's open a 5-year chart and see. Here we go. You can see commercials being all-time extreme, roughly at 100,000 contracts net long levels. This, of course, is a bullish COT extreme signal. And opening again a 15-year chart. Let's see on a much wider time frame what happened in the past when we had such levels. You may see over here that was a really beautiful buying opportunity back over here in 2007. And of course we have some great examples even earlier suggesting that these large extremes in the Canadian dollar market are actually effective signals. Maybe not the last one over here. You may see this extreme could not really push prices any higher. So, but very interesting stress levels building up in the Canadian dollar, especially if you look at small speculators on this 15-year chart. You've never seen them so bearish about the market. That's a pretty bullish signal, actually, I would say. Okay, that's going to be all for this week. If you would like to have a look at other COT charts, you can do so at our COT charts page. Or if you'd like to have a more in-depth and detailed COT analysis, then check out our COT analysis page. And you can add other great functions to our table, look at new COT report types, data types, and of course, a lot of other great functions at COT Base. I hope you enjoyed my review, and I hope to see you next week. Take care. Bye-bye.